And the reason you want to do that is because when you first spray, the whatever comes out of the spray can first is all basically just gunk. So you want to make sure all that gunk doesn't go onto the surface of whatever you're painting first. We'll let it dry for a little bit, and then we'll do a second coat. In the meantime, we'll prep the other wheel, do a first coat on that. So anybody that tells you or sells you a paint that's self-priming, there's no such thing as that. If a surface has never been painted before, it has to be primed. There's no such thing as a coating that sticks on pretty well on the first shot. Now the way that I'm putting these flashcards is basically through the middle. Each flashcard, middle, place them through the middle, and so on and so forth. Always double check your work, see everything's nice and coated. We'll let these dry overnight, and then we'll do the backside tomorrow. As far as color, I ran out. The rattle cans were acting up on me because, you know, they've just been laying around for quite a while. So the last one, unfortunately, was, you know, a different color, but the same type of primer, so it really doesn't matter. Color doesn't affect the bonding, type of bonding it has. So I used the last bit of the gray, and I'm going to use the last bit of the gray to do the second coat on the first wheel. So we'll do that too. Alright, so a couple days have gone by, and I'm going to do the other side of the wheel. This side is not as important as the front side, so I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down with this tack cloth, getting any debris. It's overspray from the front side. Okay, now that it's dry to touch, we'll do the second coat on this. Okay guys, sorry about the wind noise. It's just been really windy, and it's rained for the past couple days. But the primer has settled for a couple days already. It's nice and good looking. You could see some, let's see if I can get some angles here. You could see some scuff marks, and that's because once the primer has settled, you use 320 grit sandpaper. Don't go too nuts with it, just enough for you to scuff it up and the paint to bond to it. So I did that, and followed by a Tack Cloth. This stuff is really sticky, has some type of glue to it, and once it does, will stick to it. As you can see, the dust from the primer stuck to it, so it'll have some good bonding and adhesion to it, and we'll get to paint. This is what I picked up: Rust-Oleum Universal Metallic Paint and Primer in 1. Satin Bronze. It has a metallic look to it, and this is the color I decided to go with. Look at that. Nice and shimmery. So I did one light coat at first, and then I'm going to do a second coat. You can see there's some wet willies, I would say. So we got to hit it with the second coat so it can be nice and coated. Now I don't want to get too nuts with this since it's the back side of the wheel, but I already used up half a rattle can. So I'm thinking it's going to be in total for 4 wheels the way that's looking, because I want to be nice and coated for the front side. Let's see, 4 cans in total. I know this isn't the perfect weather to be painting, but I've just been sitting on it for a few days and just at least want to do the backside. You don't want to get too much dust on the wheel. When it comes to the front side, I am going to be aware of the environment that I'm in, it being windy. Don't want too much dust, or the damn dog being right next to it, getting some dust on it. But I will make sure I won't get too much dust on the front side of the wheel, so it could be nice and uniform with no speck particles being all over the place. JDM Gaines? What do you guys think? Huh? You look good? Okay guys, so it is the next day. So what I did was actually first I used a 320 grit sandpaper. Some people would say it's too much, but since I coated it with a thick layer of primer, it doesn't look like it has some scuff marks or scratch marks from the sandpaper. After I did that, I grabbed a Tack Cloth, cleaned it up, and then I'll put the flashcards all the way around, followed by the first coat of the finishing paint. This is what I got started with. This is a second coat on the wheels itself, and I think it looks awesome, to be honest with you. I still need to touch up a couple spots, so I'm just gonna let the second coat settle in for a little bit and hit it again on the spots that I see that looks naked still from the primer, and then get it wrapped up and put the emblems on and see how they look like. Okay, so I got the flashcards on. I'm gonna use the preferred choice of color that you guys decide and just lightly spray it all the way around the wheel. Light coats, you don't want to bombard it trying to cover it at the same time all at once, because it will drip on you. So just do light coats all the way around. So I did the second coat, followed by touching up here and there. Now, since you don't want to apply too much at the same time, it's going to take more than 2 coats. It's going to require some touching up here and there on some spots. So take your time, and it's taken me roughly 20 minutes between, settling paint to dry and taking a look where exactly it needs to be hit again. So just take your time, don't rush it, otherwise it will drip on you. I got this gloss clear finish also. I'm going to put it on since it has the satin finish right now, but I want it to be more shinier. So as soon as it's done drying on that specific wheel, that's, I'm done touching up, I'm going to apply this clear coat on it and, make it look shiny. Okay, here we go. Like I said, light coats. Just follow the wet spots. Wherever it looks shiny, that's where you already applied the finish. Okay guys, so I applied the clear coat on the second wheel. I'm going to do a second coat right now. The other one's finished. Final product. Just going to wait for it to dry for a couple days before I put in this bad boy, but for you guys to take a look at a sneak peek how it's going to look like. That looks hard. In my honest opinion, I personally love it. So it has a satin finish on the spray can itself, but then I applied a gloss finish on top of everything. I personally love it. Let me know what you guys think, and can't wait for these wheels to be on the car. Actually, I'm really stoked. Segment of video will be over. Greatly appreciate it of all the support you guys have given me. I've managed to get a new daily since I posted on Instagram. I got a new career actually, since my passion's obviously cars, so I decided to take the opportunity to become a technician for this European automotive place, and I got rid of the work van and got myself a daily. It's a Honda station wagon right there. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it's basically a Virgin, never been touched, nothing. It's just plain stock. My mom has been driving it for the past couple of years because she needed an automatic car, since the only resource she had for transportation was a manual 6-shift car, and she does not know how to drive that, so I let her borrow it. So I sold the van, got it back, and of course she got a new vehicle. But long story short, the wheels itself took me about a month and a half to finish, for the fact that I wanted to do them right. And of course, when you want to do something right, you got to take your time and be tedious about your work. So that's basically what I did. You could do shortcuts around that, but that's something for you guys to disclose within yourselves and see how good of a job you want to do. But personally, it took me a month and a half. Some people won't even do the back side of the wheel, but me being me, and since it's basically my show car, I want it to be perfect. I diagnosed an issue with the XRS. It's leaking oil from the timing chain tensioner. So I got the O-ring from that from the dealership and gonna get that situated anytime soon, and of course be posting a video on that. But I won't do that until I do a couple of videos of the car overall through the ambience of town. Maybe do some pulls, maybe do some cactus canyon runs, roads, winding roads that we have here in town. So I'll do that first and then post a video of me fixing the timing chain tensioner seal on that, because it's definitely leaking oil at the moment. It's not a lot, but it's basically, this is basically the pile of oil that have been collected just sitting here in the garage. Not me parking in, obviously in stores, but this is right here been accumulated for the past three or 4 months, I would say. It's been a while since I haven't cleaned it, but it's getting very, very tedious for me to basically put the pan under the car so I won't have a mess throughout the garage. I got myself a nice shirt too through Amazon. It was $18 plus shipping. I mean, with free shipping, so it's not bad. Pretty cool. My first car was actually this one. It kind of looks, it wasn't a 2-door, but it was a 4-door. It was a 77 Toyota Corolla. I definitely regret selling that car, but life happens. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next time.